Hello and welcome back to our segment here where we will read from this Disney devotional book. Today's is on Goofy's Barnstormer. I don't know that I've ever been on that ride. I've only been to Disney a couple times, but I don't think I've been on this one. Alright, so we're still in Fantasyland, of course, and will be for quite a while. There's a lot to do in this land. Our family rarely does all the rides in Fantasyland, simply because there's a few that we don't mind missing or that can wait until later if there is time. However, so as not to get too confused, we're just going to go ahead and stay in this land for our devotionals before we move on to another land. That being said, let's make our way over to the only true roller coaster in Fantasyland. Let's talk about Goofy's Barnstormer. The Barnstormer is one of those rides that I think a lot of people probably skip. It can have a long line, especially at peak times, because it is slow loading and doesn't hold many people. It is also a pretty short ride compared to most at Walt Disney World. It lasts only 1 minute. But there is some value in giving it a try, especially for first-timers and those with younger children. Did you know that there used to be a petting zoo right where the Barnstormer now sits? The petting zoo was famous for having a cow named Minnie Moo with a natural hidden Mickey on its side. The petting zoo was removed in 1996 and the famous cow was relocated to Fort Wilderness. She later died of natural causes in August of 2001. The barn, which housed some of the animals, was also used in the decoration for the new junior roller coaster that was built and named Goofy's Barnstormer. Some theming changes took place in 2011 with the expansion of Fantasyland, but the ride itself pretty much stayed the same. I mentioned above that this ride is worth doing at least once. For us, it has become a classic of sorts, and we try to do it each time we are there. Personally, I would be okay with skipping it since I've done it several times, but I understand the fun and nostalgia of it all. For a lot of families, this is their children's very first roller coaster. It doesn't do anything too crazy, it doesn't go super fast or upside down, so most kids of a certain age are able to tolerate it. I'm not sure if it was our boys' very first roller coaster, but it was certainly one of, and they still love it even as teenagers. Well, love is a strong word, but they do like it a lot. It's a great way to introduce children to what a roller coaster is. It's a great first. Can you remember the first time you rode a roller coaster? Were you scared? Were you excited? Did you finish and want to immediately ride it again? There is something exciting and thrilling about the first roller coaster ride, even if there is a little fear that goes with it. How about another first? Can you remember the first time you heard about Jesus? Can you remember the first time you understood what he did for you and for all of us? Can you remember the first time you realized that he gave his life so that we have the hope of eternal life with him and our Father in heaven? As fun and exhilarating a first roller coaster is, it doesn't compare to knowing you can spend eternity with your Father in heaven. Now here's the more important question. Have you shared that with anyone? Have you given someone else the thrill of hearing for the first time that Jesus Christ loves and died for them? We are all called to be like Jesus, who came to seek and save the lost, Luke 19:10. That's not always easy to do, but it's our purpose while we're here on earth. We are told in Mark 16:15 to go into all the world and tell others the good news. I challenge you and myself to look for those who are lost or those who have never heard the good news and share it with them. Give them their first. Not only will it give them the excitement of hearing it for the first time, it will give you a thrill as well to know that you have told them about Christ first. Spread the good news. Whew. This is a good one for a couple reasons. And if I'm being honest with myself and kind of I've been a Christian for a long time, since, age 5, grew up in the church. And I can remember as a kid, being excited to share my faith and tell everyone about Jesus. And, as we become adults, and it seems harder sometimes, just being honest. A lot of people just don't want to hear it. Honestly, I've probably taken more so an approach where I'm not ashamed to live out my life and my faith as loudly and as brightly as I can, if I can say it that way. But I try not to push that on anyone else, if that makes sense. And again, that's just, I don't know if that's out of fear, out of maybe just being rejected one too many times, ridiculed. I mean, it happens. And we kind of just want to like keep to ourselves. So, yeah, I mean, it's a difficult thing. It's easy to, you know, just read this and be like, yeah, we're going to tell the world. And then, you know, putting that into practice can sometimes be another story. Yeah, so, I mean, I would just encourage you. I know it's helped me just to kind of always keep that in the back of my mind as I'm going through my day, and the people that I come across and the conversations I have. You know, be a light where I can. You know, I don't want to be like this super annoying person that people avoid because they think I'm trying to run around and convert everyone. But I mean, we do just have this joyous news, and we want to share it. I don't know, am I talking in circles? I hope that made sense. Let me know down below kind of what your philosophy or take on that is, or what your experiences have been. You know, maybe we can be an encouragement to each other. So thank you for joining me today for Goofy's Barnstormer. Join me next time for The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. And I look forward to seeing you for that. Bye!